Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We're studying lesson number 5, Al Masjidu, and in this lesson we're studying the how to make duals and the plurals, Jama Muzakkar Salim and Jama Muannas Salim, and the Jama Taksir, which are the broken plurals. So briefly we studied Jama Muzakkar, we studied the duals. So the duals we can make just by adding ani with the in the rafa form, fi halat al rafi, add ani with the mufrad, and add aini with the in the nasab or jar form. So just like if it's Muslimun, it's going to be Muslimani in the rafa forms, and nasab or jar Muslimaini. So the addition of these two is done to whether it is a masculine word or it is a feminine word. The rule is same: ani, aini, aini. If it's muslimatun, muslimatani, muslimataini, muslimataini. So that is how we make dual. And for the plurals, Jama Muzakkar Salim, the masculine plurals which are on a pattern. So what we do here for with the mufrad, when we add una, just like Muslimuna, so this is done for alamatul rafi in the case of rafa. And if we add ina with the mufrad, so like Muslimina, then it can be used as a nasab or jar. So in other words, if it's a Muslimun, then Muslimuna is the rafa form, Muslimina, Muslimina is the nasab or jar form, and they are for plurals. So for dual was Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, and for the plural is Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina, rafa nasab jar. And if we use those as a mudaf, then noon is dropped. And for Jama Muannas Salim, for the feminine plurals, we add atun or atu if is al for the rafa form, and ati or atin for nasab or jar. Just like Muslimatun, in the rafa form is going to be Muslimatun, and nasab or jar is going to be Muslimatin, or al Muslimatu, al Muslimati, al Muslimati. And for the Jama Taksir, broken plurals, they have no pattern. There are no rules for that. So now we study this lesson. So where you have those circles, those are the Jama Muzakkar Salim or Jama Muannas Salim, and where you see those squares or rectangles, they are the broken plurals. So let's study those. Al Masjidu Makanun Muhimmun fi Hayatil Muslimina. The mosque is an important place in the life of the Muslims. So Al Masjidu we know is Mubtada. So how we gonna define this is Mubtada marfuun wa lamatu rafi ad-damma. Mubtada has to be marfu, and we see is Al Masjidu, and Makanun is khabar for Al Masjid. So it has to be marfu also. So it's gonna be khabrun marfuun wa lamatu rafi ad-damma. And Muhimmun is actually the naat for Makanun. Fi hayati is jarun wa majrurun. Fi is harfu jar, harfu jarrin mabni ala sukun, and hayati is ism majrur wa lamatul jarri al kasra, and wa huwa mudaf, and it becomes mudaf. In al muslimina is you see here is Muslimina, so it's a plural coming, and because of mudaf alayhi has to be majroor, so we cannot use Muslimuna here. We have to use Muslimina because it's for Muslimina is used for nasab or jar. So fi hayatil muslimina, so muslimina is mudaf ilayhi majrurun. Walamatul jarri al yaw, ya is the sign that this is majrur. Liannahu jama muzakkar salim. Fihi yuwaddiyul muslimuna al ibadati. In it, Muslims perform the worships. So wadda yuwaddiyu, this is the fail. So wadda yuwaddiyu, to perform. So yuwaddiyu is failun mudariun marfuun walamatul rafi ad-damma. So is actually yuwaddiyu, but we don't see the damma here because of the heaviness. So we will say dammatil muqaddara al ya lis-sikl. There is an estimated damma on ya, and because of the heaviness is not shown. So it's actually wadda yuwaddiyu. So there is the damma here on ya. And al muslimuna is fa'il. We know fa'il has to be marfu, so we need to use the rafa form of the plural, and we can't use here muslimina because that is for nasab or jar. For the for fa'il has to be marfu, so we have to use the rafa form. So al muslimuna is fa'ilun marfuun walamatul rafi al waw liannahu jama muzakkar salim. So waw is the of the sign that this is the rafa form. And al ibadati, so this is the plural for ibadatun, and this coming, so we have the fail here, we have the fa'il here, so this is the maf'ul. So maf'ul has to be mansub, and so because ibadatun is the feminine word, so we have to use the to make a feminine plural, we need to add atun, atin, atin or atu, ati, ati. So this should be with the al. We have to use ati here because this is the we have to make it a mansub because this is maf'ul bihi. So maf'ul has to be mansub, so that is why we use we can't use atu here, we have to use ati. So al ibadati is maf'ulun bihi mansubun walamatu nasbu al kasra liannahu jama muannas salim. So the kasra is the sign here that this is mansub, because for mansub and majrur this word remains the same. Wayakiduna al ijtama'ati, and so yakiduna is the fail here. Akada yakidu failun mudariun marfun walamatul rafi sabuti noon wa wawul jamati file. So waw is the file here, and this is the verb yakiduna. Akada yakidu, they hold. They hold means the Muslims hold. So this is not the plural. This is the verb. They hold what? Al ijtama'ati. So this is the maf'ul bihi. That is why, and this is the singular is ijtama, and is the feminine word. So that is why we have to use ati here, same like ibadati. And they hold the gatherings. وَفِيهِ تُبْدَأُ الْإِحْتِفَالَاتُ بِالْأَعْيَادِ وَبِالْمُنَاسِبَاتِ الْأُخْرَى كَالزَّوَاجِ. And in it the celebrations begin with the Eid, with the Eid and the other occasions, munasibat, other occasions like marriage. So in other words, Muslim hold the gatherings and they have celebrations, Eid celebrations and other arrangements like marriage. So we also hold those gatherings in the masjid, like for the nikah. So tubda'u is the verb, bada yabda'u, to begin. So tubda'u is failun mudariun marfun walamatu rafi ad-damma li'annahu jama failun mudariun marfun walamatu rafi ad-damma li'anna this should not be here. So this is just the fail mudari marfu wa lamut rafi ad-damma. This is not a noun, this is a verb. Tubda'u. So failun mudariun marfun wa lamut rafi ad-damma here. Tubda'u al-ihtifalatu. This is the file here. That is why is coming as a rafa form, and for rafa feminine word we add alif ta, we add atu. So that is why atu is added here with ihtifalatun. So alif ta is added and with the tu atu, because this is rafa. So the celebration is the file, they begin. Bil ayadi jarun wa majrurun. So adiyadi is the broken plural of idun. Wa bil munasibatil ukhra, and munasibati is also jarun wa majrurun, and singular is munasibatun. So ati is added because this is ism majrur. So for the nasab or jar, ati or atin is added. Kazzawaji, like the marriage. Wafil masjidil kadimi madrasatun aw madrasatani aw aksaru. And in the old mosque there is a school or two schools or more than two. So fil masjidi jarun wa majrurun. Kadim is the naat for masjid. Madrasatun a school, and madrasatani, so this is the dual with the ani, and this is the rafa form. Because this is coming as a mubtada. Fil masjidi is the khabar, so mubtada has to be marfu, so we have to use the rafa form, which is rafa form for ani, which is for dual. Yata'allamu fiha at-tallabul Quran al-Kareem. The students, they study in it Quranul Kareem wal ahadith an-nabawiyya, and the ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So yata'allamu, this is the verb. So yata'allamu is the failun mudariun marfuun wa lamatur rafi ad-damma, and at-tullabu is coming as a file. Students study in it. So at-tullabu is the file, and this is the, you see here the rectangle. So this is the jama taksir, broken plural for talibun. So tullabu is failun marfuun wa lamatur rafi ad-damma wa huwa jama taksir li talib. And al-Qur'ana is maful bihi mansubun, and we see Qur'ana. And al-Karima, so naat follows the manut, so that is why is Karima. And ahadisa is also the jama taksir for hadisun, and is also mansub because coming as a maful. Matuf ala al-Quran, so this is connected with the Quran. And walamut al-nasbi al-fatah wa huwa jama taksir, and it's a broken plural. Wahuma masdarani shariat al-islamiyati, and Quran wal ahadith, they are the two sources of the Islamic law, Islamic sharia. So you see here, this is I'm saying two sources. Masdar, it is actually masdarani, wahuma masdarani, but noon is omitted because this is acting as a mudaf also. Masdara ash-shariyati, the two sources of the law. So why we use ani here? Because this is the khabar for huma, and noon is omitted because it acts as a mudaf also. And ashriyati is mudaf ilay majrurun Walamatul Jarri al Kasra. And Al Islamiyya is the naat for Ashriya. Kama Yadrusuna Alumal Lugatil Arabiyati. They also study in it the alum, which is the broken plural or the Jama Taksir. They also study, so not only students study in it Quran wal Hadith, but also Alumul Lugat al Arabiya, the sciences of Arabic language. So Yadrusuna, this is the fail, Darasa Yadrusu. So Yadrusuna failun mudariun marfoon walamatul rafi, the subuti noon, the presence of noon, wawul jamati, the mirun fa'ilun. And the waw here for present tense is the fa'il, which refers to whom. And they study the sciences of the Arabic language. Wal masajidu fil kahirati kasiratun, and the mosques in Kahira are too many. So masajidu is the plural, broken plural, or Jama Taksir for masjidun, and this is coming as a mubtada here. So mubtada marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma li'annahu Jama Taksir. So that is why you see damma here. Fil kahirati jarun wa majrurun, and kasiratun is the khabar for kahira. Fil kahirati is jarun wa majrurun, kasiratun is the khabar for masajidu. So kasiratun is khabarun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma. In other words, wal masajidu kasiratun, there are many mosques in Kahira, in Cairo. Washkaluha mukhtalifatun wa jamilatun, and their shapes are, they have different shapes and different and beautiful shapes. So ashkalu is again broken plural for shaklun, shaklun ashkalun. So this is coming as a mubtada also in that sentence. So mubtada marfu alamatul rafi ad-damma, and is Jama Taksir. This is the broken plural lishakl wa huwa mudaf, and ha ashkaluha, its shapes. So this is the mudaf alayh combination also. Wal ha damirun muttasilun mabni ala sukun, ha has a sukun at alif, fi mahalli jarin mudaf alayh, and this is the all pronouns are mabni. So that's why we say fi mahalli jarin mudaf alayh, because mudaf alayh has to be majroor. And mukhtalifatun is the khabarun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma. And jamilatun. Fal kahiratu baladu alfi mizanatin. So the Cairo is called the country of 1,000 minarets. 1,000 minaret. So Kahiratu here is the coming as a mubtada, marfu walamatul rafi ad-damma, and baladu is the khabar. Wal kibabu wal ma'azinu wal amidatu. So this is this is about the again washkalu, about the masajid, has kibab, ma'azin wa amida. So this is actually all are broken plural. So kibab is the broken plural or Jama Taksir for kubbatun, and ma'azinu is the broken plural for mizanatun, and amidatun is the broken plural for amudun. So they have different shapes, different beautiful shapes, with the domes and the minarets and the pillars. And wal ayatul Quraniyatu, and ayat, this is the Jama Muannas Salim. You see atu here is added, the singular is ayatun. So this is the for ayatun, ayatul Quraniyatu. This is Quraniyatu is the naat for al ayatu. Nata'allamu minha tarikhul kahirati al-islamiyati. So ta'allama yata'allamu. So this is the verb to learn. So nata'allamu, we learn. So failun mudariun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma. Minha from it Tarikh al-Qahirat al-Islamiyati. We learn from it the history of the Islamic Cairo. Wakbaru Masjidin Jami'in fil kulli baladin Islamiyat fil kulli baladil Islamiyati huwa al-Jami' al-Azhar. And the biggest mosque in all the countries, Islamic countries, is Jami' al-Azhar. So Bilad is actually the broken plural for Baladun. So this is the countries and the singular is Baladun, Kulli Biladin. And Yati ilayhi at-tullabul muslimuna. So Yati is the verb, Ata Yati to come. So Yati is Failun Mudariun Marfun Walamatul Rafi Ad-Dammatil Muqaddara Lissikl. So again is actually Yati you, but Ya is the weak letter, so it won't show the Dhamma here. So that is why we say estimated Dhamma here. So At-Tullab is the file here and is the broken plural for Talibun and is marfu because it's coming as a file. So Tullab, they come to it. Which Tullab? Al-Muslimun. The Muslim students, they come here to study. So Al-Muslimuna is the Jama Muzakkar Salim, and this is coming as the Naat for At-Tullabu. That is why we see Una here, because this is as the Rafa, because At-Tullabu is Rafa. So the Naat has to follow its Manut for its status, which is the Rafa form here. Yata'allamuna min shuyukhi yakra'una al-kutub al-islamiyata al-qadimata wal-jadidata. So ta'allama, yata'allamu we have studied just before. So yata'allamuna is the same thing. Yata'allamuna, so is the so we can define this. Failun mudariun marfuun walamatul rafi ad-damma. Sorry, this is the Failun mudariun marfuun walamatul rafi bisabuti noon. Wawu is the file. Vowel Jamatu is called this the file. They learn. So this it came before Yata'allamu. You see here Yata'allamu. So this is for huwa Yata'allamu. Yata'allamuna is hum Yata'allamuna. So I can add a comment here. Failun mudariun marfun wa alamatur rafi sabuti noon. Wal vowel jamati file. So this is the same verb as it came here, Yata'allamu. Here Yata'allamu was Failun Mudari Marfu Walamatul Rafi ad-Damma, but this is for whom, so we is gonna be Failun Mudari and Marfu Walamatul Rafi Sabuti Noon wal Wabul Jamati file. So the presence of noon here is the indicates this is the Marfu form of the Fail Mudari. So they study from its shuyukh. Shuyukh is the scholar, the senior scholars. Yakrauna. So similarly, Yata'allamuna, Yakrauna is the same thing. Kara yakrau, to read. Kara yakrau. So Yakrauna, Failun Mudari Marfun, Walamatul Rafi, Sabuti Noon, Wawul Jamati is the file, the mere file. And they study what? Al-Kutuba. So you see here maful has to, that is why is kutuba, not kutubu, and kutuba is the broken plural jama taksir for kitab. Kutub al-Islamiyata. So Islamiyata is the naat for al-kutuba, that is why this is also mansub. Al-Qadimata also naat for and this is also mansoob. Wal jadidata is also mansoob because they all are the qualities of the books. They all coming as the naat for manut, which is the books. Al kutuba. Bana al Fatimiyuna al Azhara fi amaini. Fatimids, they built al Azhar Mosque in 2 years. So Fatimiyuna, this is the Jama Muzakkar Salam. We see Una here, and because Fatimiyuna, they are coming as a file, so we have to use Una form, the Marfu form. So Bana is the fail, Bana Yabna. So Bana is fail madin, is the past tense. Mabni al fatah til muqaddara. There is an estimated fatah here, is actually Bana ya, but it's a weak letter, so we don't see it. Al Fatimiyuna is the file, so failun marfoon wa lamatul rafi al waw li'annahu jama muzakkar salim. Fi amaini, so jarun wa majrun. Amun is the year, amaini is 2 years, so this is the dual, and because of fi we have to use the majrur form. So amani, amaini, amaini. So amaini is the ism majrur. So ism majrur lamatul jarri al yaw li'annahu jama muzakkar salam liyam for year. Vayati, yati has come again. Ata yati, so is the fail mudare marfoon. So yati is failun mudariun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-dammatil muqaddara lis-sikl. So is actually yati you, but we don't see it because this is the weak letter here, ya. So that is why we say dammatil muqaddara lis-sikl, because of the heaviness. Damma cannot be shown here. Ismu is the file here. So Fa'ilun marfu walamatul rafi ad-damma, and file has to be marfu. We see marfu here. So the ism al-azharu comes. So yati ismul azharu. The name al-azhar comes min ismi, from name of Fatimatu Zuhra, from name of Fatimatu Zuhra. Wahiya min banati Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she is from the daughters of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So binat is bintun, binatun, and min is a harf of jar, so that is why is binat is binati here, because is ism majroor. So and is jama muannas salim, which takes atu or atun or ati or atin. So ism majroor lamatul jarri al kasra li'annahu jama muannas salim li bint. وهو مسجد للصلاة وجامعة للعلوم يعلم فيها العلماء المسلمين, and this is the mosque for prayer and university for the sciences. يعلم فيها ulama, they teach in it. علماء المسلمين, the Muslim scholars, they teach in it. So ulum is this is the broken plural for ilmun, jama taksir. And allama yuallimu, this is the verb. So yuallimu is failun mudariun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma, is the damma here. Fiha jarun wa majrurun, and ulamau is the file for yuallimu. So and is in file has to be marfu, so is ulamau, and ulamau is the plural for alimun. So ulamau is failun marfoon walamatul rafi ad-damma, and it jama taksir li alim wa huwa mudaf. And muslimina, so we can't use muslimuna here because this is mudaf ilayhi has to be majroor, so we have to use the ina form, which is the jar form. So muslimina is mudaf ilayhi majroorun wa lamatul jarri al yaw li'annahu jama muzakkar salim. Ulumuddini ma ulumud dunya, so ulum is also all broken plural. So the Muslim scholars, they teach in it ulumuddin, sciences of the religion, Ma along with ulumud dunya, the sciences of the world. So both deen and dunya, both sciences of deen and dunya, the ulama they teach in it. Fil masjid al-azhari maktabatun kabiratun fiha alaful kutubi allati yakra'uha talibul ilmi. And in the Al-Azhar mosque there is the library, a big library, kabiratun. Fiha, in it there are alaful kutub, thousands of books. Allati yakra'uha talibul ilm, the students of knowledge, they read those thousands of books which are in the big library in Masjid Al-Azhar. So alaful kutub is the broken plural here. Alfun, alafun, thousand, thousands. Kutub is the plural, broken plural for kitab. This is actually talibuna, but noun is omitted here because this is coming as mudaf. And yakra'u is again kara yakra'u, to read, has come before. So yakra'u is failun mudari marfun alamatu rafi ad-damma. This damma here, yakra'u. Wa indal azhari yakifu saihuna yushahiduna mizanatil azhari azharil aliyataini. And near the Al-Azhar mosque, as-saihuna, the tourists, yakifu. So yakifu is the fail, waqafa yakifu. So yakifu failun mudariun marfoon walamatu rafi ad-damma, to stop. As-saihuna, the tourists. So this is the jama muzakkar salim for saihun, the tourists. So the tourists, they stop. Yushahiduna. So yushahiduna is failun mudariun. This is the verb shahada yushahidu. So yushahiduna is failun mudariun marfoon walamatu rafi subuti noon, the presence of noon. And the what is the file? Wawul jamati. File, and this wow is the file. Wow. So the tourists, they stop near the Al-Azhar and they watch. Shahiduna, they watch. So wow is the file. They, whom, for whom. Yushahiduna, for whom. Mizanati al-Azhari. So this is actually mizanataini. This is coming as a maful. So but it should be mizanataini if it was not mudaf, but this is also coming as mudaf. So this is the dual form of mizanatun, and mizanataini should be maful, has to be mizanataini. So but noon is omitted. So mizanatai al-azhari al-aliyataini. So you see here, this is the sifa naat for mizanatai. So we see here aliyataini, mizanataini, but noon is omitted because this is acting as a mudaf. So they watch the two high minarets of Al-Azhar. وَيَسْمَعُونَ مُرْشِدِيهِمْ يَشْرَحُونَ بِلُغَاتٍ مُخْتَلِفَةٍ تَرِيخًا وَاحِدًا هُوَ تَرِيخُ هَذَا الْمَسْجِدِ الْجَامِعِ. And they listen their guides, يَشْرَحُونَ, explaining, بِلُغَاتٍ مُخْتَلِفَةٍ, in explaining in different languages, تَرِيخًا وَاحِدًا, one single history, huwa tarihu hazal masjid al jami, which is the history of this Jami mosque. In other words, there are guides explaining in different languages to the tourists the same history, the one history, which is the history of this mosque. So our words of interest are yasmauna, samiya yasmau. So this is the verb. So yasmauna is failun mudariun marfoon walamatul rafi sabuti noon, presence of noon here is the rafa form. Wawul jamati fi mahalli rafin, file, waw is the file. And murshadihim, so this is actually murshadina because this is maful. Murshaduna, murshadina, but noon is omitted because this is also coming as a mudaf. Him is mudaf alayh. So murshadihim, their guides. So murshadi mafulun bihi mansubun walamatun nasbi aliyahu liyannahu jama muzakkar salam Limurshad. Yashrahuna, this is another verb. Shariha yashrahu, to explain. So yashrahuna same as yasmauna. Failun mudariun marfoon. Walamatul rafi sabuti nun wahul jamati file. Bi lugatin jarun wa majrurun. This is lugatin. Singular is lugatun, and for ism majrur has to be lugatin. So this is the feminine jama muannas salim. Tarikhan. Tarikhan is the maful bihi mansubun walamatun nasbi al fatah, and this is that is all for about this lesson. Al masjid. So let's see what is left before the exercises. So اللغويات في اللغة العربية يمكن أن يكون للمفرد واحد أكثر من جمع واحد. It is possible in the Arabic language that one mufrad has more than one jama. Like in this case, katibun. Katibuna can also be used as a plural. Kutabun as can also be used in katabatun. Similarly, shajaratun, for shajaratun we can use shajaratun, ashjarun or shajarun as a plural. Ainun we can use ayunun, ayunun or ayanun. في اللغة العربية مفرد ليس له جمع. There are some singular words that don't have the jama, like shayun, tea, hubbun, love, naumun, sleep. So they don't have the plurals. Ismul jama wa ismul jins. Collective noun wa the jinsiya noun. So في اللغة العربية كلمات مفردة لها معاني الجمع. Some words, that singular words that have a meaning in the jama, they are called ismul jami, like shabun. Shabun is people, so the can be used is a singular word, can be used in the plural. فاسم الجنس وفي اللغة العربية كلمات مفردة تدل على كل جنسها. There are some singular words which indicate the whole jins, which are called ismul jins, like varadun, rose or flower. So the singular can be varadatun and the jama is varadatun. Varadun will include kullu jins, all jins. Huna, hunaka, hunalika. Huna means here, hunaka means there, hunalika means very far, there, far away. So huna, maza, maka, huna, what is with you? Hunaka talibun Italian wa talibun Isbaniyun. There is the student, Italian student and Spanish student. Maza hunalika. Hunalika is like really something very far. We did the musanna and jama muzakkar salim, jama muannas salim, jama taksir. We have done this. So now we're going to tadribat, the exercises. Question number 1, uktubil ijaba, answer the write the answers. Question number 1, ma akbaru masjidin jamiin fi kulli biladil islamiyati, which is the biggest mosque in all the Islamic countries. So we know Jamia al-Azhar. Akbaru masjidin jamiin fi kulli biladil islamiyati huwa al-Jamia al-Azhar. So this is taken from the lesson, from the main lesson. Man bana al-Jami al-Azhari, we know Fatimids, they built it. So bana al-Fatimiyuna al-Jami al-Azhar. Min aina yati ismul azhar, from where the name Azhar comes. We know it comes from Fatima to Zuhra. Yati ismul azhar min ismu Fatima to Zuhra wa hiya min banatin Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is, she was the daughter of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hal azharu masjidun lis salati fakat, is the Azhar mosque for only for the prayer? No, we know that is for other things also, for marriages and other gatherings. La huwa jamiatun lil alumi aidan yuallimu fiha ulama al muslimina alumuddini maluma. So this is not only for the salat but also for other celebrations and the other studies. Alumuddin wa alumudduniya. Ma mana al-Qahiratu baladu alfi mizanatin. What it means by when we say the Cairo is the land for 1,000 minaret. So we call it so because li'annaha al-masajidun kasiratun wa ashkaluha mukhtalifatun wa jamilatun. We call it so because it has many different mosques or many different shapes, and which are very beautiful. Maza yushahidu saihuna indal azhari. What the tourists watch near the Azhar? They watch the two high minarets. Yushahidu saihuna mizanatil azharil aliyataini. Al masjidu muhimman fi hiyatil muslimina limaza. Why the mosque is important for the life of Muslims? The answer is al masjidu makanu muhimman fi hiyatil muslimina liannahu fihi yuwaddiul muslimuna al ibadati wa yaqiduna al ijtima'at. Mosque is important because Muslims, they have they do their prayers in it, and they have other gatherings. Kaifa tarifu tarikh al kahiratil islamiyati. How you know the history of the Islamic Cairo? So we know the history of Islamic Cairo through the az-zakharif wal ayatul Quraniya, through the decoration and the Quranic verses which are engraved in those mosques. Okay, question number 2, as-sawalu sani, sil, connect. So we have to connect this part with one of these parts, which I have already connected. So fil masjid al kadimi, in the old mosque, is madrasatun or madrasatani. There is one madrasa or two madrasas, two schools. Al-Quranul Kareemul Ahadisul Nabawiyya, Quranic Kareem wa Ahadisul Nabawiyya, these are the two sources. So I am connected with this. Huma Masdara Sharia til Islamiyya, these are the two sources of the Islamic Sharia. Al-Masjidu fil Kahirati ashkaluha mukhtalifatun wa jamilatun. The mosque in Cairo, they have different shapes, different and beautiful shapes. Az-Zaharifu wal Ayatul Qur'aniyya nata'allamu minha tarikh al-Kahirati al-Islamiyati. The decorations and the Quranic verses which are engraved in those mosques, what they tell us, we learn from it the history of the Islamic Cairo. Yakifu saihuna yushahiduna mizanatil azharil aliyataini. The tourists, they stop and they watch the two high minarets of Al-Azhar. Question number 3, ratib kama fin nasi, the put in the order, and we have studied above, so I have already put the order. So that this should be the number 1. Al masajidu fil kahirati kasiratun. The mosque in Cairo, there are many mosques in Cairo. Number 2 is akbaru masjidin jami'in huwa al azharu. The biggest Jami mosque is al Azhar mosque. Number 2. Number 3 is bana fatimiyuna al hazara fi amaini. Fatimids, they built al Azhar in 2 years. And number 4, yati ismul azhari min ismi Fatimatu Zuhra. The name of al Azhar comes from the name of Fatimatu Zuhra. And the 5 fil masjid al azhari maktabun kabiratun. And there is a big library in al masjid al azhar. This order is as it comes in the lesson. As-Sawalul Rabi'u, the 4th question, Uktubil Jama, write the plural here. Ainun ayunun, Katibun, so Katibuna or Kutabun, there is more than one plural. Shayun, it has no plural, so it's gonna stay Shayun. Talibun, Tullabun, Shajaratun, Ashjarun. Aswalul Khamis, the 5th question is Uktubil Kalimatis Sahiha, write the correct word. So Bana Fatimiyun al Azhara, fi into here, fi amaini. So we know for dual we can add ani, aini, aini, but because of fi we have to use the majroor form of dual, which is amaini. So this is the correct one. Fil masjid al kadimi madrasatani. We can't use madrasataini because we have to use the rafa form, because this is jumla ismiya. So this is the mubtada. So the rafa form of dual madrasatun is madrasatani. We can't use this. Al Quranu wal Hadisu huma masdara. These are the two sources. Masdara ashriyat al islamiyati, because we can't use masdarani here because noun has to be removed, as masdara ashriyati is mudaf alayhi, islamiyati is the naat for ashriyati. So masdara is the correct one. Yushahidu saihuna mizanati al azhari. So the tourists, they watch what? The minaret. So this is coming as a this should be coming as a mansoob because this is maf'ul bihi. So we can't use mizanatani because maf'ul has to be mansoob. So we have to use mizanataini form, aini, but noon is removed because this is mudaf alayhi. Sixth question. The al kalimat is sahih. Put the correct word. So here we have asaihina, asaihuna, both una, ina, fatimiyuna, fatimiyina, una, ina, muslimuna, muslimina, una, ina, murshadu, murshadina. So una, ina. So now the sentence will tell us like if we have to use the una or ina. Because they all are plurals. So if they coming as a file or if they coming as a mubtada, then we have to use the rafa form, otherwise the nasab or jar is the ina form. So let's go through it. Fakkara, to think. So fakkara is the past tense, thought. So this should be fatimiyuna because when the fail has come, there should be a file. So file has to be marfu. So fatimiyuna, they thought fi banai jamin kabirin, in making a big jame kabir, big jame mosque, huwa jame al azharu, which is the al jame al azhar. So you see, Fatimiyuna was coming as the file, so we cannot use Fatimiyina here. Similarly, Yati, fail has come, so if we looking for a file, then it has to be the una form, the rafa form. So the tourists come, so we have to use Saihuna. Ayati Asaihuna ila Misra li yushahidu madinat al-alfi mizanati. So the tourists, they come to Egypt to watch the city of 1,000 minarets, which is Cairo. In Dal Azhari Tara, near Azhar Tara you see. So this is the fail, and now this is the fail file, so we have to use maf'ul. So that is why we using saihina here, because this is the maf'ul bihi, has to be mansoob. So this is the for maf'ul we can't use saihuna, we have to use saihina. So near the Al Azhar you see the tourists, asaihina, you see what? You see the tourists. So the tourist is the maf'ul. Yushahidun al mizanataini, they watching the 2 minarets. Al masjidu mukanu muhimman fi hiyatil muslimina. So hiyatil muslimina is mudaf alayhi, so we can't use muslimuna here. Sorry, is not muslimina, is you can use muslimina also, but I'm using everyone, so muslimina has come somewhere else, so I cannot use here. So I will I have used Fatimina. The mosque is an important place fi hiyatil Fatimiyyan, in the life of the Fatimids. The masjid was an important place, that is why they built it. So I am using Fatimina here. Yasmau as-saihuna, the tourists, they listen from who? From the guides. So al-murshidina, from the guides. So murshidina is ism majroor because coming after min. So we can't use murshiduna here or murshidu here. So the tourists, they listen from the guides. What they listen? Tarikh al-Azhari. So Tarikha is maful, the history of al-Azhar bi lugatil mukhtalifatin, in different languages. So Murshidus Saihuna, so the guides of the tourists. So Murshidu is coming as a mudaf here. And is coming as a mubtada also, but noon is removed because this is mudaf alayh. The guides of the tourists, yarifuna, they know tarikha kulli masjidin, they know the history of the whole mosque. Akbarul masajidi, the biggest mosque, indal muslimina. So I am using muslimina here because it's a majroor, so I have to use ina form. I cannot use muslimuna here because indal muslimina is mudaf alayh. Indal muslimina, you can say mudaf alayh or zarf mudaf alayh. So the biggest mosque near the Muslims is Jami al-Azhar. Question number 7, uktubul jama. So write the plural, like hadith, ahadith nabawiyya. Al-hadithun nabawiyya, the plural is ahadithun nabawiyya. So al-masjidu fil kahirati kasiratun, the plural is masajidu. Al-masajidu. At-tullabul muslimuna, plural. Yata'allamuna fil azhari, the Muslim student, they learn in al-Azhar. So al-muslimuna here. Ilmun alumun, yadrusu tullabu, the students study alumud dunya wa alumud deen. So this is alum. Fil masjid al-azhari maktabatun fiha alaful kutub, so the plural is kutub. In the Al-Azhar mosque there is a library, in it there are thousands of books. Yaqidul muslimuna al-ijtima wal ikhtifalati fil jami, the Muslim hold al-ijtima'at, so this is the plural we have to use, wal ikhtifalat fil jami, and ijtima'at and other celebrations in the Jami al-Azhar. Su'alu saminu, 8th question, uktubil afalil atiyati ma'ad damair. So we have to make the whole conjugation of these verbs. So like kataba, huwa kataba, huwa kataba, huma kataba, hum katabu, hiya katabat, huma katabata, hunna katabna, anta katabta, antuma katabtuma, antum katabtum, anti katabti, antuma katabtuma, antunna katabtunna, ana katablu, nahnu katabna. So we have to make all the conjugation with all the pronouns. So like huwa kataba, he wrote, huma kataba, they both wrote, hum katabu, they all wrote, hiya katabat, she wrote, huma katabata, both of female they wrote, hunna katabna, all the feminine wrote, anta katabta, you masculine wrote, antuma katabtuma, you both of you masculine wrote, antum katabtum, you all masculine wrote, anti katabti, you feminine wrote, antuma katabtuma, both of the feminine wrote, antunna katabtunna, you all feminine wrote, ana katabtu, I wrote, nahnu katabna, we wrote. So kataba was the past tense. So this is all the conjugation of the verb kataba with all the pronouns. Similarly, yadrusu, huwa yadrusu, to study, huwa yadrusu, huma yadrusani, hum yadrusuna, hiya tadrusu, huma tadrusani, hunna yadrusna, anta tadrusu, antuma tadrusani, antum tadrusuna, anti tadrusina, antuma tadrusani, antunna tadrusna, ana adrusu, nahnu nadrusu. Similarly, this is the present tense, past, present, then another past. Akada huwa akada, he tied. Huma akada, huma akadu, hiya akadat, huma akadata, hunna akadna, anta akatta, antuma akattuma, antuma akattum, anti akatti, antuma akattuma, antuna akattunna, ana akattu, nahnu akadna. So this is the conjugation. Similarly, yashrahu, same like yadrusu. Huwa yashrahu, huma yashrahani, hum yashrahuna, hiya tashrahu, huma tashrahani, hunna yashrahna, anta tashrahu, antuma tashrahani, antum tashrahuna, anti tashrahina, antuma tashrahani, antunna tashrahna, ana ashrahu, nahnu nashrahu. Question number 9. Aswalu tasi arib. So we have to put Arab here. Mudira is the mubtada here. So mubtada marfuani wa alamatul rafi al alfu musanna wa huwa madaf. So this is actually Mudirani al Mahdi, the manager of the institute, two managers. So noun is removed because this is coming as a mudaf. Italiani. So the two managers of the institute are the Italians, two Italians, Italiani. So this is coming as a khabar. Not this one. Khabru marfuani wa alamatul rafi alfu musanna. So both are dual. Al masjidu muhimmun fi hayatil muslimina. We have already put Arab in the lesson. So al masjidu mubtada marfuun wa alamatul rafi al damma, and muhimmun is the khabar marfuun wa alamatul rafi al damma. Fi hayati jarun majrurun. Hayati is then mudaf. Walamatul jarri al kasra huwa mudaf, and muslimina is mudaf alayhi majrurun. Walamatul jarri al yaw liannahu jama muzakkar salim. Question number 10. Al ratib, put in order. So all the words are in different orders. We have to put in order. So I have put this in order. Akbaru masjidin fi kullil biladil islamiyati huwa al jami al azhar, and this one is huwa masjidun jamiatun lis salati wa lil ulumi. The meaning of the first one is that the biggest mosque in all the Islamic countries is Jamia Azhar. This one is it is the masjid for the this Jamia Masjid for the salat, for prayer, and for the ulum, for the sciences. And this one is Masdara al-Islamiyya huma al-Quran wa Sharia. There are two sources of the Islamiyya, two sources of Islam, Islamic Sharia. I am missing, I think I have a typo here. Ash-Sharia wa huma al-Quran wal Hadith. So there are two sources of Islamic law, Islamic Sharia, which are Quran and Hadith. In the Yakifu, so this one is Yakifu Saihuna Indal Azhari Amamal Mizanatainin Aliyataini. The tourists, they stop by Al Azhar, the two, and they Azhar Amama Mizanatain, in front of the two high minarets. The tourists, they stop there and they watch the two high minarets. And this one is Al Masajidu Ashkaluha Jamilatun. The mosque have different beautiful shapes. And this one is Yasmauna Murshadihim Yashrahuna Bilwatin Mukhtalifatin Tariqan Wahidan. They listen to their guides who explain them in different languages. The one history, Tariqan Wahidan, the one history, which is the history of the Jamia al-Azhar. And the last one is Hunaka Talibun Isbanin wa Talibun Italian. There is a student, is Spanish student and Italian student. The last question is Aswalul Hadi Ashara 11 Uktubil Mufrad fi Jumla. Write the singular Al-Kibabu. So the singular is Kubbatun. Masajidu Masjidun or Al-Masjidu. Ibadat Al-Ibadatu. So Ibadatun or Al-Ibadatu. Al-Kutubu. So singular is Kitabu or Al-Kitabun or Al-Kitabu. al-murshiduna, al-murshidu is singular is al-murshidu, al-muazinu is mizanatun or al-mizanatu, as-saihuna is saihun or as-saihu. So example is al-kibab, mufrad is kubbatun, kubbatul masjidil khazra, the dome of the green dome of the mosque, as we see in the masjid in Medina, in the Prophet's mosque. So that completes this lesson number 5. So we will start from lesson number 6 in the next session, inshallah.